It was a boring day in the market, but let me tell you something. I love boring days when I just steady make money all day. Okay, does not bug me at all if the market's feeling a little bit sleepy. If you were, we traded some spy, came for the shorts, closed our shorts, got out of the way on the reclaim. I'll be looking to size back up in those tomorrow. As I've been talking about, I am still net bearish here, still very bearish on Uber. Made some great money on the Uber profits. We've actually been trading that one on the live stream. So if you've been tuning into the live streams across all the socials, you've been making a killing with me. Every morning we've been locking in some profits and then rolling down the position some more. And I will continue to stick with that. In fact, I thought we'd get a bounce potentially into the close, but Uber looks like it really just wants to take another dive tomorrow. So yummy. I'll be there for that. ETHA, the killer, absolutely stellar. On the free newsletter, if you're watching this on YouTube, description box, sign up for the free newsletter. We talked about Ethereum outperforming Bitcoin. We've talked about how we got the breakdown on this wedge, but now it's reclaimed back into the wedge. But guess what? There's nothing more bullish than a failed breakdown, and that's playing out here. And it's incredibly strong. We wrote this when we were at 2,200. Now we're at 3,400, and I think we're going to 5K. There's no signs of this stopping. We're not even overbought on the weekly yet. Up and up and up we go. First major test will be at the top of this wedge. And honestly, I'm not too concerned about it until then. Bitcoin, to me, earlier today, looked like it was getting a bit weaker, but we're getting a really nice continuation. So it'll probably play catch up with Ethereum tomorrow, and we'll get a reclaim to new highs. The one misplay today that's going to be interesting to see how it develops some more is Circle. Circle a lot like ETHA today, where we honestly better, where you have the R ball pumping with the rally. What does this tell you? We quizzed the Discord members on this today. Okay. It tells you that there is increased participation in the rally. Okay. If your R ball pumps into the rally, it means more people are piling in at higher prices and they still like it. So it's telling you that the probability that you're going to get a continuation is increasing as it goes up because more people are getting in. It's drawing more eyeballs and more people are like, holy crap, I got to get into this. That's a good sign. Um, and we love to see that. And this just goes to show like how early we truly were. Same thing with like MP. I know MP's taking a dive here, but like MP is going to go much higher still here. Most definitely. In fact, we've been watching people so excited about the news with MP that pretty much anything with rare earth in the company description has been getting pumps today. Even a bunch of like small miners that don't even have profits yet. So that's been interesting. There's been a few of those. Like we had USAR has been one that actually had a actually I think I have it right here that actually had a breakout and had a bit of a back test today. So it's probably one to actually keep an eye on because it's better. It's probably the best, most speculative name. Um, it's the best of the more speculative names. Is how I should say that. But pulling back on the 65 minutes of the bullish EMA, it's pretty interesting here. So we got the dive and then it just kind of consolidated. We'll see how it acts tomorrow if when MP continues to show some bearishness on it. Uber, been trading this one a ton on the live stream. You've been trading Uber with me. We just keep printing that money. The bulls are very mad at me on X. They've been throwing tantrums. I do not care. Stay mad. I make money. You can be mad, and I'll just make money. I was thinking we'd actually maybe get a back test of this, but every morning we've got the plunge and we've just rolled. We got the plunge, okay, we took profits and then rolled. I really would like to see a back test and then I can average in a bit more. But if we just plunge right through this level here at 89, we're gonna go straight to probably 87, and then I'll be in the money again on my rolls, and then I'll just keep rolling down. I think yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. Join the Discord if you want to know more. But that's about it for right now. Small cap scanner. It looks like a lot of names have caught attention, but for most of the day, looks like a lot of these were popping off into the close. But for most of the day, we pretty much traded sideways. We came into today net short. We're still short. So far, It looks like we're getting the beginnings of our Elliott wave analysis that we talked about previously. So keep an eye on this type of structure. Take the screenshot because it looks like we're getting the beginnings of the downside move. This weak candle that we got did go from red to green. So we'll see what it looks like tomorrow as it further develops. But I think a big gap down tomorrow wouldn't be that surprising to me. Maybe we just postpone it. We go green the next week. Maybe we scrape by next week, and then we get the dump to August. Maybe a big squeeze. Either this is top or this is gonna be top. And honestly, when I look at X and everyone's talking about buy the dip, and I look at the chart and I'm like, what dip? There's been no dip. You know, this red candle here, that's not even a dip. You're still basically at all-time highs. What dip are you talking about? So just be mindful of that. This will be the dip I want to buy, looking for the ABC retracement. And when bulls typically get really complacent like that, and they're like, oh, it's just going to keep going higher. It's going to keep going higher. You know, no reason to look for a dip. It's going to go higher. That's when I feel extra convictions in my shorts. And like I said, we buy the dip, we're going to go higher. AMD's probably going to break new highs. So, you know, let's be ready for that. Especially if Trump fires Powell, expects that to actually be what causes this pullback. There's lots of really shit takes, honestly, from brain dead people who think that the initial firing of Powell, well, the market will just moon. No. That there seems to be a perception that the market doesn't like Powell. The market does like Powell. Overall, no one's perfect. And you know, people are just brutal on the internet. And they're like, oh, he hasn't been perfect every time. Powell's mostly good. Okay. He is definitely an adult in the room. And so the market will like him, and the uncertainty of who Trump's going to pick will be why the market sells. And then Trump will put in some lapdog, and who will do whatever he says. Then we'll get a bunch of rate cuts, and then we probably go to the moon. Inflation probably goes crazy. Watch gold, Bitcoin, Ethereum probably go higher. So, I mean, if you're an average Joe working a 9 to 5, you should be in full panic mode right now. Okay? Because gear going to get a lot more expensive. If you don't own assets, you are fucked. And that's what I'm going to leave you with. Have a great night. God bless.